Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So coming back again with the free kit that's with the Crafting with Hunkydory Magazine number 82. This one is called Spring Feelings, and this little set is called Floral Wishes. So it's got all these beautiful florals on. We've got two large toppers, the oval and the round. We've got a bloom with joy sort of sentiment there, a springtime wishes sentiment, a butterfly and a large button sort of topper, a mini topper if you like. You brighten my day in each and every way with the beautiful tulips on, special friend, and then a bunch of daffodils and this cute sort of gingham and butterfly and tulip border. Then the foiled cardstock is this beautiful bunch of tulips with that butterfly. A beautiful dot feature foil into that one, and then the printed one is this beautiful sort of wild garden scene with the beautiful daisies and things. And then the printed papers, you've got the wild border and the gingham on that side. So let's pop that to the side for a second, and I'm going to start by bringing in my scoreboard. And I've got a piece of 6x12 cardstock here, and the first card I'm going to make is a twisted easel. So it's always the circle toppers, I think, always look really good on a twisted easel. So I'm going to just take the 6x12 and we're going to score at that 6, and then I'm going to pop corner to corner. A little harder for me because I've got the smaller board. And I'm just going to score all the way down. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. And burnish this down. Folded that the wrong way around. Sorry. So if when you do it, if you you find that your fold is going the wrong way, just turn your card around. Give that a score the other way, and you'll find that you've got that going the right way then. Okay. So let me just check that. Not quite flush, so let me just recrease that bit there, and that should, yeah, that's better. Okay, so let's bring in the trimmer. We're going to need some gold memory mats because this foil the foil on this kit is the gold one. So I'm just going to grab two. There you go. So the first one is going to be for the bottom piece here. So I'm just going to take that at 2 notches under the 6, just to give me that little fine white border that I like. I know I'm a bit boring. I don't really mix that up a lot, but I do like it. I just think it makes the cards look really clean. So that one's on there, perfect. And then for the top piece here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking 2 notches off 2 of those corners. And when I was making this before, I did find that doing it at the 3/4 inch did give me a better size, but let's just see how we get on by cutting that down the middle. Might have to trim some off, we'll see. No, I quite like that, so that's fine. So this one we can save in case we want to make another twisted easel, or maybe a pyramid card, something like that. So next, if I bring in the kit, I want the papers, and I also want this border, this printed cardstock. So this is going on the base of my card. So I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4. And obviously I'm going to keep as much of that prettiness at the bottom in as possible. So we've got 5 3/4 square. And then for this one, there's no other way to do it besides cutting it at 5 3/4 square and then cutting it down the diagonal. Now what you do want to make sure of, if you have got a pattern, I'm not going to be using this side, I'm using the other side, so it really doesn't matter. But if you have got a pattern, then just pay attention to which way it's going to be. So obviously you want to go that way, cut from that diagonal, because if you cut from that diagonal, it's not going to work out quite so well for the pattern wise. But like I say, I am going to be using this side here. Actually, let me just in case I should happen to do another one, we'll go down that one there. And then I'm just going to check that fits. If it doesn't fit, so like that is quite tight, there's just the tiniest bit of border. So what I'm going to do is just, actually I'm not going to do it on here, I'll do it on the guillotine, because the guillotine takes smaller amounts off neatly, especially on paper. So if I pop this in and then turn that over, so I'm cutting a bit off 2 of my straight edges. And then that should give us just a slightly bigger border. That's better. And you can see it's just literally just hardly anything that I've taken off, but the guillotine is better for that, I find anyway. Okay, let's do some assembling. So I'm going to be using my normal glues, which is the Clout All Purpose, the Clout Tacky, and on the paper I'll be bringing in the permanent dot adhesive. Tape runner, this is the one I want. And we're just going to pop a nice amount of glue on. Down. Press down. Now the other thing just to be thinking about when you're making these twisted easels, so the card naturally is going to sit at this sort of angle on a shelf. So you've got to make a decision whether you want your, because there's a border on this one, whether I want my border to go that way or whether I want it to go that way. And I think I am going to have it going this way. Kind of makes more sense. In this case, but sometimes it will look better one way than the other, so it's worth just having a little play and see which you like best. Let me just pop into place, give that a good press down, and then moving on to these pieces. I think it's hens. It's a bit barky today. Yeah, he's been quiet the last couple of days, but today he's making up for it. I think there's a young girl across the way, and she's a bit strange, really, because there's a cat. It's not her cat. It lives somewhere like way up the road. It's not even like, you know, like little square bit. But she calls it by covering her eyes and hiding from it. This is why I say she's a bit strange. I mean, it works, the cat comes. But yeah, she's been out in the garden a lot with the weather getting better, so I did see her out there earlier. Okay, so that's where we're at. We've got our little decoration done. It's looking quite nice as it is. Love that sort of pink gingham. And then we've got our circle topper is the one I'm using. And I think I'm going to go with Brighten My Day. No, that's got tulips on, so we don't really want to use the tulips. We'll go with Bloom with Joy, and then I can always add a little happy birthday from the little book of sentiments as well, just to bring it in. Just trim those pips off. And there. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I just think you get a slightly neater finish. And it's the ones that are harder to pop out that tends to leave the bigger pip behind. And I think I'm going to be using all of the circles. I think I'm going to do them on a sort of offset. So let's pop that down. Okay. So I'm thinking of using this as my stopper. So that's going to need to come up quite high, probably about 2 millimeters at least. And then we've got our circle toppers, and what I was thinking was there is a right and a wrong way here. Let's turn that round so we've got more of that butterfly, and then having, I can pop that one on first, that one behind, so we still get that beautiful butterfly detail. No, changing my mind. If I pop that to the side, I'm still going to see a lot of those butterflies, and I think it's going to be something like that anyway. Okay, let's start with this piece here. Now I do need some 2mm foam pads. Just cut that very neatly. I'm just going to pop. Okay. And a little bit of tacky glue just to give me a little bit of wiggle room time. Thinking around about there is a good angle for that to be at. And then this one I'm going to come down quite a bit on it. I'm going to just use the tacky glue on this one. So this one is going flat. And then this one again will go flat. No right or wrong way with this one. So I've just over crossed those a little bit. And then this one, what I'm going to do is just pop some 2mm foam pads in the middle of here. I think probably that's going to be enough. Just there. These ones come together quite quickly. I'm just going to pop that up so just so I can just get the angle that I want. And then I can bring that down and pop that down. So you can see so far that is how that is looking. I love a twisted easel, they always look pretty cool. So let's have a look at these pink gems. I'm not sure if these might be a little bit too pink. Yeah, they're a bit too vivid, those. Could go with greens, because we have got green on here, quite a lot of green. And I would be thinking these sort of mid ones, yeah, they're much better. Okay, let's grab my knife. I'm going to pop one there. Pop one there. That's the medium one. I'm going to put a large one at the bottom there. And another medium one over in this corner. And then in this bottom corner, I'm going to go with the little trio. Actually, let's go. Okay, so like I said, you can always pop a little happy birthday on there as well. What I might do is, no, it's gone all blurry. Oh, there we go. Can you keep it there? No, apologies. So if I grab a little book of sentiments. And what we want is a pink one, but with gold. I think a lot of the pink has silver. What about green? Have we got green? That's silver, yeah. Maybe yellow. So we could go with a thanks so much, or we could go first my mum, forever my friend, happy Mother's Day in the yellow. I like that. Let's go with that. I think I'm going to go with, well, we'll stick with the 2mm on this one. And let's just chop that off. And this will just finish that off. So even though you have some of those sentiments that you might not necessarily think of as a birthday, or in this case it's a Mother's Day, we can still use it alongside another one. So I'm going to pop that just down the bottom there on its own, and that's the finished card. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so the second card is going to be a quicker one. So I'm just going to do a normal little 6x6 tent fold. I'm going to grab a 6x6 mirroring mat and just take those 2 notches off 2 of the sides, same way I always do. And if you don't want the white on the edge, just leave your mirror mat plain, don't need to cut anything off, and it will be a 6x6 mat. And then for the design on the card, I'm going to use this plainer side here. I say plainer, it's still beautiful, and it's still got that beautiful bit of gold foiling on it as well, which I am going to keep. And we've got a nice panel there with that one. So that is all of the cutting. So like I say, it is going to be a lot quicker, a lot simpler, this one. Quick and easy. So again, popping our glue on. And down. And there he goes again. And I can see that there's just, sorry, that's a creaky chair, just doesn't look quite like it's straight on the end. Is though, so is it my matter alone? Me. And that's the beauty about using those glues, that you do get that little bit of wiggle room time. So again, a little bit of tacky in the corners, and all purpose, and then we're just going to pop that down. Now I must be having a bit of things going on the sort of angle, because I am going to do a similar sort of thing with this one. So we can pop this huge topper out, and if I did have it upright as it is, it would be, I'm going to take that special friend even though it's got the yellow ribbon on. I might actually take that as well, so we might have both of those. Okay, so you can see it is a huge topper, so it would pretty much fill a 6x6 card, you know, sort of top to bottom. So what I'm going to do is pop this out. So I don't know if I'm going to use the middle one, but let's pop. Okay, so I'm going to have that going at an angle like so, and then we're going to have this one over here. Actually I might, and we can have this one at the top, and this one coming across. Okay, now what we need is some 1mm foam pads. So the frame itself I'm going to do on 1mm foam pads. So I'm just going to cut, I need another strip, so let's just pop those to the side, and we're just going to give this take that piece up a little bit. And I haven't had my email yet to say what's going on at Hunkydory next week, so it'll be interesting to see what's coming up. They've got a fun-filled week for us. I think Natalie's at Hobby Maker today, or was at Hobby Maker today, because by the time this goes out it's probably going to be after 6. Okay, let's pop these off. And you can always size this up if you think this 6x6 is a little small. You could always go next size up, 7x7. It just means that the leftover piece of cardstock will just be around about 5.5 inches. So you might have to have a slightly smaller second card. But if you don't mind that. But you do have the papers to make the kit go a little further, and you can also download the inserts, which I haven't downloaded them yet. I did have a quick look at them today. It does look like it's just the inserts, but a lot of them are beautifully detailed, so you could use those as a backing sheet anyway. And also you've got that sheet that's in the magazine as well, so don't forget you've got that there. So my nails are just a little short for some reason. Don't remember cutting them, but that's one. And a little bit of tacky. I do like the purple glue stick as well for this, so give me that little bit of wiggle room time. Here we go. And then we're just going to pop that on at that angle. And then this one, we're going to want some more of those 2mm ones. So just want to go across the middle really. So it's just the sort of finding the balance between being supported and not going over everything. Because what I don't want to do is put a 2mm pad over that border that we've put down, that frame, because what will happen is then I'll get a weird lump there. If you do need to put a pad there, what I would say is just put a 1mm one, and then that should be fine. Okay, and then this one is going up here. So I'm going to pop 2mm pad on each side there. Then what I'm going to do, just because it felt like it needed something there and there, so let's pop those on. And some tacky glue. There's that one, and then we can have our little special friend. Let's cut that in half. Put that on there. There we go. And what I feel like that needs a 1mm piece, so have I got a little offcut. And this is what I do if I find after I put things together that it needs a little bit of support. So I take off both sides of the adhesive, pop my little tweezers on, them, and that comes out quite neatly. Okay, now I just want to double check to see if I have any light pink gems, because I would really like some nice light pink ones on here, but the ones that I can see are quite what's the word? They are quite vivid. Yeah, I'm not going to use those. I think those are a bit too funky as well, so we won't use those. Okay, so we'll go back to those green ones. Just think that's going to be. We'll try them. Let me just think it's just, even the palest one is just quite vivid is the word I'm looking for. Okay, let's grab these knife. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one big one there, one big one there, one big one there. And then I think, yeah, we'll do it here. I'm going to go 1, 2. That's going to give us our 5. So let's pop that in. Now obviously it does need the insert in, so when I print those out they will go in. But that is going to be a very quick card number 2. Just a slightly different take on using those toppers if you want to use them on a slightly smaller card. So that's card number 2. Let me bring in number 1, which was that lovely little twisted easel, very summery, which we've turned into a Mother's Day card. So those are there. So there are 2 more sets with this magazine. So I will be back with another set next time. I think the next set is the one where there are couples walking and that sort of thing. So that's where we'll be coming back to next time. So that will be on Tuesday. There will be, I think, a sneak peek next week, but I'm not sure on the date yet. So that will be coming up as well. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Probably not much of it left now. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.